What up, YouTube? Cam That Guy here, back once again with another YouTube video, man. So, today is a day I'm going to begin my streak of videos, alright? You're either going to be getting 33 videos or 27. I'm not too sure on which one yet, so we gotta wait and see. I will end September 9th. I'm going to do a documentary, you know what I'm saying, for my final video. It's gonna be, I don't know, a couple minutes, you know what I mean? I don't really know. It depends on how I'm really feeling that day. But I'm really just gonna go over a lot of my personal life, how I feel, situations I've been in, my plans and all that shit. I got a lot of good videos on the way, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of good shit to come. You know what I'm saying? I'm really looking forward to doing what I do and shit. But to begin today's video, man, we're gonna begin with my relationships with men. All right, we're gonna begin with my relationships with men. So what this the point of this video is, I want to tell people, right? Because some videos I do is gonna be teaching, and then some videos I do is gonna be just me telling personal information about myself to enlighten people that don't know everything about me. All right. So that's kind of going to be like the main base of all the videos I'm posting. They're going to be either advice, educational, or personal, whereas me giving out information to let you know more about me. Right? So the point of this video is I want to just let people know how I interact with men, my relationships with men and all that other shit, right? So we can begin, we can honestly just begin right now. You know, so we can begin right now and I could go back in the past. When I interact with men and shit, obviously it's awful. Men and women, right? This whole city Tallahassee's bad, right? But I would say with men, I would say this much, you know what I'm saying? If I just happen to just cross paths with a man that is a worker at a store or some shit like that, it's really not that bad. You know, so it's really not that bad. If anything, the women is a little bit worse than the men, which is, interesting, you know what I'm saying? But it's true, you know what I'm saying? But if I come across a man in the store or whatever, it's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? If I come across a worker or whatever, whatnot, it won't be, it won't be that bad. You know what I'm saying? It'll just be like, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? It'll just be like, it is what it is. Some of them might say something slick. Some of them might try to test me or whatever. But honestly, it won't be that bad. You know what I'm saying? It'll just be whatever, right? If anything, the girls would try to test me a little bit more, especially like recently. I would say probably like, I would probably say in a month of like, probably like April, May, June, July, I would definitely say girls have been testing me a lot more. Whereas back then, it was kind of like the men doing it a little bit more, right? But back to the topic at hand, though. But my relationship with men recently, it's not good. You know what I'm saying? Wherever the case might be. With barbers is horrible, right? I'm never going to a barber again. I gotta give me some guards. I gotta cut my own hair. It's a shame, right? I gotta cut my own hair. I can't go to another barber. I can't pay $40, $30 for some weak ass haircut. I can't be in jeopardy of going to jail. You know what I'm saying? I just can't do it. You know what I mean? I can't do it. I can't, just deal with this. You know what I'm saying? I can't just deal with this, you know what I'm saying? I can't just deal with this. So it's dumb. You know what I'm saying? It's dumb, you know what I'm saying? And it's a waste of time. You know what I mean? It's a waste of time and shit. It's dumb. And yeah, you know what I mean? That's kind of like what it is. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? So, but overall, I mean, I don't really care because the city of Tallahassee, I don't really give a fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting ready to, I'm going to see if I could drive off tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I want to see if I could drive off tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? See if I could drive to Atlanta. You know what I mean? That's really my only, I'm going to see if I could do it. You know what I'm saying? It might not work. It might not happen. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to see if I could do it. I'm gonna see if I can do it, but it might not work. You know what I'm saying? It might not happen. You know what I mean? Um, but who really cares about the president? We all know the president in general. Everybody hates and is jealous of me, right? But at any rate, let's rewind the clock. So let's rewind the clock because I want to kind of let people know a little bit on like a different type of sense of how my relationships are with men. So we can start back at Home Depot, right? I will not be dropping any names, but I want to tell y'all how my connections was with the men, right? And yeah, so what I got planned today is I'm gonna do a relationship with men, I'm gonna do it with women, and I'm gonna do sex education, right? I did have a hygiene video planned today, but my haircut's fucked up, so I'm not gonna do no hygiene video looking like this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm scratching that off the list, right? Gotta rearrange videos and shit, right? But anyway, back to the topic at hand, though. So I mean, I would say when I was interacting with men back when I was in the workforce, whereas it's Home Depot and Dollar Tree or whatever, we can start by Home Depot. I mean, it was solid, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it wasn't nothing bad. They didn't never, you know what I'm saying, really disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? I came across probably, honestly, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it a buck, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, you know what I'm saying? When it pertains to the coworkers at Home Depot, I honestly didn't have a problem with no man there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real with you. The men relatively had respect for me. I only had a problem with like a few managers or whatever, but as far as like the men or whatever, I would say generally everybody respected me. Oh, there was a couple DHs. Let me bring this up. There's a couple DHs that didn't fuck with me, but outside of like the people that had like seniority over me, the people that were just regular like on my level, they did not disrespect me. Now I'm saying they didn't do it. You know what I mean? So I would say the men they relatively respected me. I haven't for as long as I can remember, I can't really come across a time where a man really like disrespected me type shit. You know what I mean? Like not like really like, you know what I mean? So and even, around this time when I even go out and about, right? I could go inside, a store or whatever, right? My bad. I had to go check something. But I could go inside a store or whatever, right? Even when I go in the store out and about or whatever, men never really respected me around this time period. So around the time period of like 2023 through 2021, never really got disrespected by men. They always had a relative liking to me. You know what I'm saying? They always had a relative liking to me. So I won't say liking, but just kind of just like a mutual feeling. You know what I mean? So yeah. And then when you go back to high school, now high school is a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in high school, it was really let me go back to the job scenario, right? So it was kind of like that. There was just one person, right? I was talking with him, we was cool, whatever, but we ended up falling out because, other people was getting involved in our in-person relationship and they ruined that relationship or whatever. But other people, they like to get involved in like, what I got going on. So in other words, what I'm saying is, and this happened at school as well. Like you'll talk with somebody, all right? Y'all have all type of things in common. Y'all get along and shit, right? This is what ended up happening. I connect with men really easily, right? I don't have a problem chatting with a nigga. Very easy for me to do, right? But what ends up happening is, when the relationship proceeds, you know what I'm saying? There's like a falling out. You know what I'm saying? There's a falling out, whereas they end up tweaking. You know what I'm saying? They end up getting a little jealous. You know what I'm saying? They might do something like there's niggas, right? Niggas in my high school, right? I was chilling with them and shit. Later on, they started getting jealous. Kind of to the point where, they didn't fuck with me no more. They didn't really want to talk to me. You know what I mean? Distancing themselves. This shit like that. Throughout, school years and shit. And even back in the older school days where I kind of got bullied or whatever, right? You know, a couple niggas will try to challenge me, you know what I'm saying? They'll try to challenge me, try to fight me and shit, right? You know what I mean? That's kind of like what it be. Like, I'll start off having a good relationship with a man, but then, you know, as the relationship goes on, they end up getting jealous. They try to do something to ruin that relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's never me that ruins a relationship with the dude. Never me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could literally walk up to a dude on the street and become his friend in like 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really easy for me to connect with a dude, right? But it's just like as the relationship goes on, it fails. You know what I'm saying? It fails, right? It happened to somebody at Home Depot. It happened to niggas that I used to go to school with. It happened to somebody at Dollar Tree. Niggas at Dollar Tree and shit. It's like, you connect with the man, right? Y'all get along and shit, right? But then later on, they just end up tweaking. They end up doing something to ruin that relationship. So it's just like, fuck it. You know what I mean? It's like, you doing all this shit. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I feel like when it pertains to guys, I don't really know. I feel like you gotta kind of like, I feel like I need to really, when it comes to me building up any type of guy friends or acquaintances, I feel like ultimately they need to be kind of on a similar status level as me. You know what I'm saying? Especially now, right? I'm too peak, you know what I'm saying, to honestly be connecting with somebody that's not really on my level, right? That's not me trying to brag or anything, but I'm just being honest, right? Like, I can't really kick it or hang with somebody who is not on my level, right? Yeah, man, that's just me being honest. I mean, you know, at this point, I really don't even need friends, right? I'm used to not talking to people. I'm used to not having friends, right? I want niggas to know, ever since about, I'm gonna keep it real with you. The last boy acquaintance I really had, that the closest thing to a friend was honestly 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? After that, everybody else kind of just been like close acquaintances on the brink of that friend, but it never reached that level. You know what I'm saying? But the closest thing I had to a friend, like the last closest thing I had to a friend was honestly 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real with you, right? But even though, you know what I'm saying, I mean, most dudes I be around this shit, I connect with them well. I'm cool with them and shit. I know how to talk to dudes. Like, I can literally walk in the Publix, right? I can chat with a nigga. I can talk to a dude. He'll be I can connect with him. I can get Snapchat, Instagram, wherever the fuck. It's easy for me to connect with a dude. Like, I know how to talk to niggas and shit, right? Now, I do got niggas out there that I hate, and just especially now, right? Now, it's not a good idea for me to talk to no dude, right? But like back then, let's say back then, right? Back in like 2023 or 22, right? But I could literally walk in the store, I can chat with a dude, and we'll be best friends by the end of the week. But what will happen was, as that relationship proceeds, he gonna tweak out, he gonna do something dumb, and then I'm gonna stop fucking with him. That's just what's gonna happen, right? You know what I mean? So that's kind of like how it is and shit, you know what I mean? But as far as my relationship with men, I mean, I get along relatively well with men, but I feel like at this point of my life, I definitely need to, if I am going to have any type of man acquaintances, it needs to be of somebody that is on the same status level as me. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't, you know what I mean, be like, you know, I can't like be, you know, I already explained it, you know what I'm saying? I can't be with somebody who is going to be jealous. I can't be with somebody who's going to use me, take advantage of me, get the hate on me, that don't even think for themselves, you know what I'm saying? All that other shit, right? Because, you know, low tier people, they don't really got a mind their own and shit, right? It's just all type of shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to sound all high and mighty, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to look down on nobody. I'm kind of just being blunt, right? So, ultimately, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of just, you know, where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Just where it's at and shit. But, I mean, overall, you know what I'm saying? I connect easier with men than women. And I'm going to talk about women in my next video. But, you know what I mean? That's kind of just the situation, you know what I'm saying? I just like how it is and shit, you know what I mean? So, I just wanted to explain that, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, right now, everybody hating jealous of me, so me connecting with anybody is not going to work. But ultimately, you know what I'm saying, just throughout history, you can check the track work. It's easier for me to talk to a man versus a woman. You know what I mean? That's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. You know what I mean? But other than that, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much all I gotta say. You know what I mean? I hope you enjoyed this video. You know what I'm saying? If you did, like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna catch you in the next one.